All right, so welcome to the deep dive, everybody. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a really big question.
Yeah.
And that is how the internet age is basically like
Yeah.
completely
Totally.
reshaping
Right.
higher education, like just changing everything up.
For sure.
And if you are the kind of person
Absolutely.
who wants to get like really up to speed on this
Yes.
as quick as possible,
Yeah.
and understand, what the big shifts are happening without getting totally bogged down in all this, like the academic jargon.
Yeah.
You are the right place.
You got it.
For sure. Yeah, so we spent some time digging through a bunch of really interesting stuff for you. From like how people learn best to how technology has just like totally shaken up other industries.
Yeah.
Like music and journalism.
Absolutely.
And think of this deep dive as like
Yeah.
your express route to understanding like what is happening in colleges today.
Yeah. I love that.
How
That's
fun.
such a good way to put it. Yeah.
So our goal for this deep dive is really straightforward.
Yeah.
We want to pull out the most important like insights from all this material,
Yeah.
and we want to understand how technology is not just changing like the way colleges function, like literally, like logistically,
Yeah.
but like fundamentally changing how students experience
Totally.
learning.
Absolutely.
And so by the end of this,
Yes.
we're aiming for you to have a much clearer picture of like,
Yeah.
okay, what is the value proposition of higher education now?
Totally.
So where do we even...
Yeah, like where do we even start with this?
Yeah.
Well, I think like one fundamental change we need to get our heads around is how the internet has just like completely flipped the script on knowledge itself. Like we've gone from a time when knowledge was like relatively hard to come by and places like universities were like the main source to like now like a world where you can literally like our sources emphasize hold a vast amount of human knowledge like in your hand.
It's
crazy.
mind-blowing.
Right.
When you think about it, like
It's wild.
it wasn't that long ago
Yeah.
that if you wanted to learn about something, you'd have to like go to the library.
Right.
And like that was maybe your only option.
Exactly.
And now it's like a few taps on your phone.
I know.
And you can find countless articles,
Totally.
videos, courses.
Yeah.
So given like this absolutely crazy shift,
Mm-hmm.
what is the impact on the role of universities? Like what?
Yeah, well, it definitely challenges this idea that universities are like the sole providers of information.
Right.
And this has like big implications, especially when we consider like the traditional lecture format and like the ever rising cost of tuition.
Yeah.
And our sources point out that like online learning isn't just like some niche thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like you can now find comprehensive training in really diverse fields.
Oh, yeah.
From like piloting an aircraft to working as like a pharmacist or veterinarian, even becoming a lawyer or a rabbi.
It's crazy.
All without like setting foot
No.
in a traditional classroom.
That really paints a picture
Right.
of how much things have changed.
Totally.
And it's not even just like
Yeah.
new online startups that are offering these options.
Right, exactly.
We're seeing established universities,
Yes.
both for-profit and not-for-profit,
Yeah.
really expand their online presence.
That's for sure.
And it really makes you wonder, like,
Yeah.
okay, what's the point of paying all this money
Exactly.
to go to a school
Yeah.
when I could get some of this stuff online?
Totally. And this connects to another major trend too.
Okay.
Which is this like growing expectation for customization and choice.
Okay.
In pretty much every area of our lives, and education is no different.
Of course.
Like technology really drives this.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a specific type of coffee delivered to your door, you can probably find like a dozen options online. Why should learning be any different?
Right, exactly. And our sources highlight some really
Yeah.
interesting examples of this.
Yeah.
Like someone who wants to take an intro to economics course,
Right.
they could pay nothing for a good AP course or thousands of dollars
Totally.
at like a really prestigious university.
Yeah.
And students are becoming like
Savvy consumers.
Yeah.
They're shopping around.
totally.
Right.
We're seeing more and more students opt for more affordable routes,
Yeah.
like community college.
Exactly.
They get like those core transferable credits.
Yeah.
So it's like they're picking and choosing
Totally.
what they need.
It's like a buffet.
Yeah, instead of buying like the whole package.
Exactly. Yeah. So what's fascinating here is that like this greater availability of content online really puts pressure on universities to offer something more than just information delivery.
Okay.
Because if that can be done more efficiently and cheaply online, what unique value should the in-person university experience provide?
That's such a good question.
Yeah.
And our sources suggest that like the answer really lies in cultivating those really important human abilities, like critical thinking.
Absolutely.
The skill of applying knowledge to new situations and those like essential learning outcomes that groups like the ACNU emphasize. These are the things that really distinguish a comprehensive education.
And this brings us to like a really interesting concept. The naked classroom.
Naked classroom.
Yeah.
Okay, so that sounds a little surprising at first.
Right.
Why would we want to like take technology out when it seems so fundamental?
Well, the reasoning is to free up that valuable face-to-face time.
Right. Like if students can engage with the foundational material, like through videos, podcasts, online modules before they come to class, then the in-person sessions can be used for like much more interactive and engaging work.
Okay.
Deeper discussions, problem solving, collaborative projects.
Cool.
The classroom essentially becomes more of a dynamic learning lab.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right.
It really flips the traditional lecture hall model on its head.
Totally.
Instead of the professor like talking at you being like the main event.
Right.
The class becomes the space to like actually work with the material.
Totally.
And our sources specifically point to the effectiveness of like podcasts for pre-class.
Yeah, podcasts offer a lot of advantages.
Yeah.
Students can listen when it suits them.
Yeah.
They can go back over parts they found tricky or even like speed up sections they already understand. Well, this level of control is a big step up from traditional lecture recordings, which often just capture like a passive listening experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when students come to class already like knowing the basics, it opens a door for like all kinds of active learning techniques.
For sure.
Our sources highlight things like just-in-time teaching.
Just-in-time teaching.
Holy tool. Or GTT.
Yeah, what's interesting about GTT is how it uses like short pre-class assignments.
Okay.
Often just a few quick warm-up questions to get students thinking about the upcoming material.
Okay.
The instructor then looks at these responses and they can see where students are struggling and tailor the in-class discussion to address those points.
So that's so smart.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're getting feedback from the students in real time, and then you're able to like change the direction of the class.
You come in knowing exactly what you need to focus on.
There's a really clear example in our sources.
Oh, yeah.
A GTT question in a biology class.
Okay.
About mitosis and chemotherapy.
Oh, okay.
So by asking students to like think about real-world applications of mitosis. Before the lecture,
you're getting them interested.
You're sparking their interest.
For sure.
And it's going to make that in-class discussion
way
more
it's going to be relevant. And it's not just about how content is delivered. Technology also enables like more effective feedback and assessment.
Okay.
Our sources stress the value of assessments that are frequent, immediate, and lower stakes.
Okay, lower stakes assessments.
Yeah.
So that might go against what a lot of us think about when we hear the word exam.
Right.
Like, what do you mean lower stakes?
Right. Well, the idea is that these lower stakes assessments provide like regular opportunities for practice and learning with less of the anxiety associated with those like big make or break exams. Think of it like practicing scales on a musical instrument.
Okay.
You get constant feedback and a chance to improve.
Yeah.
And our sources refer to Fink's fidelity framework.
Fidelity, okay.
Which is a useful way to think about good feedback. It should be frequent, immediate, discriminating, and loving.
Frequent, immediate, discriminating, and loving.
Frequent, immediate, discriminating, and loving.
Meaning it pinpoints specific areas for improvement.
Okay.
And it's supportive and encouraging.
Oh, that's such a good way to remember that framework.
Yeah, and it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
If you get timely and specific feedback, you're much more likely to learn from your mistakes and stay motivated.
Right, and to keep going.
Totally.
So now, another significant aspect of this, like changing educational landscape, is this idea of like building community.
Online.
Right.
What's fascinating here is how like virtual communities, online discussion forums, and even social media platforms can extend the learning experience beyond the physical classroom walls.
They encourage interaction between students and create ongoing spaces to engage with the course material.
And our sources give some like really compelling examples.
Oh, yeah.
Like using private social media groups where students in a sociology class can like share real world examples of stereotypes that they observe.
Oh, interesting.
Or math students collaborating online to solve problems they encounter in their daily lives.
Yeah.
So it's about making learning more connected to the real world and to each other.
Yeah.
And in this age where we are like bombarded with information, one skill becomes like
so important.
absolutely essential.
Information literacy.
Yes, information literacy.
Students need to be able to evaluate online sources critically to distinguish reliable information from misinformation.
Yeah, and this raises like a really big question.
Yeah.
How can educators
Yeah.
effectively teach students this skill?
Yeah, how do we do that? Well, our sources suggest incorporating assignments that directly involve online research.
Okay.
Things like Googling before class.
Oh, Googling before class.
Yeah, this could involve asking students to compare different online explanations of a concept or to analyze the potential biases in a Wikipedia article or to find and evaluate the best online resources on a particular topic.
So it's like training students
to be critical thinkers.
To evaluate the information that they're
exactly.
reading online.
Exactly. And with this like fundamental shift in how we access and process information, it makes sense that traditional assessment methods also need to evolve.
Yeah.
Our sources discuss the limitations of exams that primarily test memorization of facts.
Yeah, so like what are they suggesting?
Well, precisely. Like if the goal is to develop critical thinking and the ability to apply knowledge effectively, then our assessment methods need to reflect that. Our sources suggest exploring alternative assessments that emphasize problem-solving, the application of concepts, and the ability to evaluate information.
And there's an interesting example that they mentioned.
Oh, yeah. What's up?
Using select all that apply questions in a way that like tests careful reading and judgment rather than just identifying a single correct answer.
Exactly. It's about assessing a deeper level of understanding. And so now looking at the bigger picture here, what do our sources suggest the future of higher education might actually look like?
What's it gonna look like?
Well, if we connect all these threads, it seems highly likely that the future lies in like a blended or hybrid educational model. One that strategically combines the advantages of face-to-face interaction with the flexibility and accessibility of online resources.
Okay, so like best of both worlds.
Totally.
Our sources even draw an interesting parallel to how the music industry has evolved.
Oh, that's a good one.
With this mix of like live performances and recorded music.
And recorded music, exactly.
So you still value the experience of like going to a concert. But
you also got Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like higher education is heading in a similar...
It seems like it. And speaking of local experiences, our sources also touch on this idea of universities focusing more on their local communities.
Okay, so what do they mean by that?
Well, what's interesting here is this idea that instead of trying to directly compete with these like massive global online platforms, universities might find greater success by like specializing and serving their local markets while still using online tools to enhance learning. Think of the university as like a curator of learning and a vital local hub.
That makes sense.
And if this naked classroom idea really takes off, it could also have a significant impact on like the physical university campus itself.
What do you mean?
Well, our sources briefly mentioned how the design and use of campus space might shift away from these traditional lecture halls and more towards these adaptable, interactive learning environments that are better suited for active learning and collaboration.
Less huge lecture halls, more
intimate spaces,
breakout rooms, that kind of thing.
Totally. There's even this suggestion of like providing laptops to faculty instead of like fixed desktop computers in every classroom. So it reflects like a more mobile and flexible approach to teaching.
Right, because if we're getting away from this model of like the professor standing at the front of the room lecturing to everybody, then it makes sense that the room doesn't need to be set up like that.
For sure.
So this changing landscape also brings up questions about the role of faculty.
Totally.
Like, how might their responsibilities evolve
Yeah.
in this new environment?
Well, our sources discuss the possibility of like a future model where faculty roles become more specialized,
Okay.
with some focusing on course design, others on like delivery and facilitation,
Yeah.
and perhaps even others primarily on like assessment and feedback.
Oh, wow.
You know?
So like a real
Yeah.
division of labor.
Exactly.
Right.
This could allow for a greater focus on like
Yeah.
individual strengths
Okay.
and potentially like reward
Yeah.
excellent teaching more directly.
Okay.
The idea of applying like the naked meeting concept,
Private meeting concept.
so like faculty collaborations, is also mentioned
Okay.
as a way to make those interactions more engaging and productive.
So we've covered like how we access knowledge,
Yeah.
the ways it's delivered, how learning is assessed,
Yeah.
the physical campus,
And even
the roles of faculty, and it really feels like it's
Yeah.
all pointing to like this
yeah.
fundamental shift
Right.
in what we consider
What is the point?
the core value of a college education.
And this brings us to like a really critical distinction
Okay.
that our sources make, which is the difference between the degree itself, the credential, the packaging,
Yeah.
and the actual learning that takes place, the
Yeah.
product,
Okay.
in a world with increasing competition and like rapidly changing technology.
Yeah.
The focus has to be on delivering and demonstrating truly valuable
Yeah.
learning experiences.
Okay. So
Good.
to kind of like quickly summarize,
Yeah.
this deep dive,
Yeah.
technology has undeniably like transformed how we access and share knowledge.
For sure.
And that's forcing higher education to adapt
Yeah,
and move beyond its traditional models.
absolutely.
And the emphasis is shifting towards like active learning, cultivating critical thinking and information literacy,
So important
and
now.
ultimately creating a learning journey that like
Right.
justifies
Yes.
that investment of time and resources.
And hopefully this deep dive has provided you with a really comprehensive understanding
Yeah.
of these important shifts and offers some valuable insights into like the forces that are actively shaping the future of how we learn.
And finally, here's something to think about.
Okay.
Thinking about all these changes that we've discussed,
Yeah.
what aspects of the traditional college experience do you think will remain the most valuable?
That's a good question.
And how might you approach your own journey
Yeah,
of lifelong learning
totally.
in this constantly
Yeah.
evolving landscape?
That's what it is. It's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
It's never going to stop changing.
Thanks for going deep with us.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fascinating topic.
For sure.